So now we move to waves, and we consider waves because Tradingene is a waves platform partners. So our tokens are actually based on waves instead of Ethereum. And there are two things I like and I don't like about this chart. The thing I like is that the price actually broke through the downward sloping trend line and actually broke through the moving average with a big volume and some really big volatility. What I don't like is I don't like this spike because it indicates that after all the bulls became weak on a high turnover, and this is usually a bad sign. And I also don't like once again the smooth percentage R moving away from overbought area. So what I think a possible option here. Overall, the trend seems to be, changing to upward, but I wouldn't consider, buying like this. If we scale in, we see something like, even though we have a contact with the, moving average, I do not think it's a good thing to buy, at least before we, test this peak before. So at least when we drop up to 6.0, maybe even lower, maybe a little bit about 5.5. So what this gives you, and this gives you the fact that the daily smoothed percentage will be a little bit lower, so it's going to be halfway through most likely if the price drop down to 6.0 or 5.5, and this might be a better time to buy. On the other hand, you see here that percentage R is actually moving away from oversold area, so we can expect that price might go a little bit higher, up to 3.2 or I'm sorry, up to 7.2 or 7.0 before starting to decreasing and retesting this peak a little bit later on. So if the price goes up a little bit, don't be really hasty, to buy something. If you're really nervous when you are out of the market, my suggestion is to buy a small portion right now, and maybe then to scale in somewhere at 6.1 or 6.4, somewhere here. So on the other hand, you can always also buy a little bit right now with a short narrow stop in case market will decrease a little bit more. So these small trades they're usually negative, so they're not positive trades, but having a really good risk reward ratio in this trade is what allows you to do them and not worry about your future overall positive expectancy.